What's good, YouTube? It's good Tsunami back with another video. We gotta talk about the most humbling thing I experienced in my whole life. Whether you're launching a business, waiting for the stream to pop, a new music track, YouTube, hours in the gym, or just studying for an exam. It's this terrifying window of time where your efforts are all-time high. You putting in that work, and you just feel like, damn, I'm not getting shit back. Like, I'm really not getting nothing back. The gap between action and outcome, and honestly, it's where 90% of people quit. Because our brains are wired to think if we put in work today, we should see a return by tomorrow. Real growth don't work like that. Today, I want to show you exactly how I stay motivated when the metrics aren't working in my favor. When revenue isn't hitting, nobody's clapping. I'm going to break down the exact shift in perception and perspective that keeps me pushing forward in the dark, because if you can survive the silent phase, you can survive anything, and the results will eventually take care of themselves. I studied something, it's called the illusion of linear progress. First mistake we make is believing progress is linear. We assume it looks like a straight line when it's really a fucking curve like this. James Clear talks about the concept about the plateau of latent potential. In Atomic Habits, I think it's a book. I didn't read the full book, I just read about it, online while I was doing my little research. When you start a new venture, your effort accumulates, but when you start, you don't get what you expect right away during a certain time frame. It gets stored. It's like heating an ice cube. You raise the temperature from 26 degrees to 27 and 28 and 23, then 30, and then to an outside observer, nothing's changed. The ice is still solid. You look like a failure, you feel like a failure because you put in 4 degrees of effort without any results. And to an outside observer, of course, or somebody just looking from the outside in, nothing has changed. The ice is still solid, and you feel like a failure because you put in 4 degrees of effort, but like I said, with no results. Then you hit 32 degrees and then it just melts. Was it that 1 degree that did it? Nah. It was the accumulated energy of you trying every single different degree before it. Then when you hit a certain degree, it just finally melts. When you're working right now and seeing nothing, you aren't wasting your effort. You're storing it. You're heating the ice cube. If you stop at 32 degrees or 31, you're frustrated, you missed the breakthrough. So in order for you not to miss the breakthrough, you have to keep going. And I know that's one of the hardest things you can do, keep going even without seeing exactly what you want in front of you. And especially when this feels like so close but so far. And another thing I studied is moving goalposts, identity over outcomes. This is something I've struggled with, but I'm still, like I said, I have my notebooks. I just read research and shit during the day that I want to for my videos. And not only that I want to see for myself. Like, I have so many, alright, I'm not gonna get into that. Anyways, let's get to it. If your dating motivation is tied to an outcome, like a certain dollar amount, view count, number, you're giving power away to variables you can't control. You wake up, check stats, see a 0, dopamine crashes. Why bother? To survive this, you have to switch from outcome motivation to identity motivation. Instead of saying my goal is to get 1,000 views on this video or $1,000 a day in sales, my goal is today to be the kind person who executes their daily routine instead of checking things off on a scoreboard. Using numbers to feel worthy. Like me, I swear to God, I could be in the most, if my shit not the number I wanted to be, in my head I didn't do shit. I could do everything I could for that day. If that number's not hitting the way I wanted to, I feel like shit. And that's something I need to change within myself. I put too much of my worth based on numbers. Numbers is everything to me, and I hate it. But just being honest, instead of saying my goal today is to get 1,000 views, make a sale, like I said, my goal is to be a kind person who executes their daily routine regardless of what happens around me. If you're a creator, your win isn't the views, it's by clicking publish and showing up every day. If you're an entrepreneur, your win isn't closing a deal, your win is sending 10 factory outreach emails. If you're an artist, your win isn't sitting in a chair for 2 hours writing bars or tweaking a mix. It's finding people that genuinely likes the things you create. Whether you judge your day based on your input rather than your output, you become untouchable. You start waiting for the world to validate you, and you start validating yourself based on your work ethic. Invisible infrastructure. The third secret to staying motivated is building what I call an invisible infrastructure. My bad, I'm back, y'all. Anyways, the third secret to being motivated is being motivated. Because I'm British. Motivated. Invisible infrastructure. A locked schedule. Deciding when and where to work before the day even starts. Don't even wait to feel like working at like 4 p.m. Designate 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. as your deep work block and try to get everything important done between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. so you can feel accomplished by 12 a.m. when you're eating your lunch. That's one thing I try to do. Environment control. Friction is the enemy. In 20 minutes. Setting your workspace up every time you want to create or build, you won't do it. Keep your tools ready at hand. As you can see in my desk, I got my tripods, my light I gotta charge, and my notes and everything right there. So when I'm ready, I can just put the camera down, put the light on and go. Environment control. 15-minute rule. On the days you absolutely hate the thought or sight of your project, commit to working on it just for 15 minutes. If you still want to quit after 15 minutes, you have permission to stop. 9 times out of 10, once you break the barrier of starting, momentum takes over. So even, let's say for instance, you do it for 15 minutes and then you still want to complete whatever you started and you don't want to do for the rest of the day, at least you did something for the day. Don't just beat yourself up like, oh, I didn't get everything I wanted done. At least you got 15 minutes of your goal done. That's something. The reality of living your dream isn't a montage you see on TikTok or Instagram. It's not the champagne, launches, trips, travel, whatever, shopping, expensive name brands. The real work is boring, it's repetitive. It's sitting alone in a room staring at blueprints, a blank document, or an empty dashboard wondering if you're crazy for believing this will even work. But every single person who built something massive, and I mean massive, sat in that chair feeling the same doubt. Look at Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla. His idea got picked up by somebody else. Some people say he invented time travel. I don't know. If you're in that phase right now, working your heart, putting your soul into something and seeing nothing, take a deep breath. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Keep building, because the breakthrough is coming, and when it does, at least you'll be ready and know or have an idea on what to do with it. If this resonated with you, like I said, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Give this video a like or a thumbs up. I'm currently in the process of building a lot. I don't really like telling my plans before they're completed, but I want us to build a community. Comments, posts, ask questions, and most importantly, let's hold each other accountable, because I feel like since I'm just me in a hurry, I don't have no one that holds me accountable for my bullshit or my shortcomings or lack of. I just, take a chin up, because you know how people are. I don't like telling people my plans because they usually try to beat me to the punch because they have resources I don't. Fun fact, that's why if someone asks, what are you doing? What you have planned? Oh, nothing. Even though I have a whole fucking thing in my head, archive, a library in my head. I don't like telling people my plans because based on past things, I had a group of friends I thought was my friends, it was my friends, and I told someone the idea I was going to do, and because they had the money, the resources, support that I didn't, they beat me to the punch, and it felt like a slap in the face. That was one of the first, I cried because I was like, damn, I really wanted it, and it just made me feel some type of way about my life, because I'm like, damn, just because she got this, that, and the third, she beat me to the punch. And ever since then, I never, ever, I don't care if I want your help. If I don't trust you, I will never tell you my next move. I will lie in your face, because I seen what people who I thought I could trust did to me. And I'm the type of person, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, fuck the peace signs, load the chopper, let it rain on you. That ass. J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers, so. But, like I said, y'all, don't give up. Keep going. If I'm going and you see how I am, nobody on my side but God. If I gotta keep going and you got people, at least 1 or 2 in your corner, there's no reason why you can't keep going. You're already winning. Gangsta. Things I'll do to have one person on my side. Ooh, you're already winning, bro. There's no reason for you to quit. Whenever you think you're doing bad, think about me. That's all you gotta do. Anyways, I'll see you on the next video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.